What ho! Good after morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what we have tonight, as you can probably see, is a delicious, and really, I mean delicious, Gibson Melody Maker. Now, these guitars have had so many iterations, it's hard to find which one is which. These were originally introduced as basically a budget Gibson in 1959, and they had the slimmer headstock there without the wings. Some you've got your open book, but I'll tell you what, before I warble on about it, which I'd like to do, let's have a listen to what it does. I've got a couple of pals of mine in to demonstrate its various purposes. So, here we go. So let's have a little look around it first. These were initially introduced in 1959, as I said, and they were discontinued in, I've got some notes here, in 1971, and then since 1971 they've re-evolved in an absolutely enormous amount of iterations. But let's have a look at this specific one, and this was the model that was only made between 2003 and 2006, and as far as I can make out, I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong, which I may or may not be, but it's the only Melody Maker. This is the Les Paul Melody Maker, not the Melody Maker, but this is the Les Paul Melody Maker. And it's the only one I can find that has both the stop tail and the Tune-o-matic with a dog-eared P90. Now, as you may or may not know from previous stuff that I've done, I am not a fan of the P90, and that is nothing to do with the way that it sounds. I just don't like the way it looks. It's just looks like I don't know, a schoolboy's bit of machine shop plastic that What I didn't know was that you can pimp your P90. There's a vast array, well, not a vast array, but there's certainly a few things that you do to jolly it up. You can bling your P90. You can get chrome covers, you can get all sorts of different colours and different styles to suit your particular aesthetic preference. But the key thing for me, and this is what attracted me to this slab of wood, and that is really all I can call it. It is a slab of wood. It's a very beautiful slab of wood, and I'll tell you what it's made of. The wood, I've never heard of it. The wood that this is made of is called Santa Maria, and basically it is a hardwood. The neck is Spanish cedar, and they both have similar to mahogany properties, and they are made from the heartwood of both different types of woods. The heartwood just means the bit in the middle, the hard, dense bit, and you know they've got, basically they do have mahogany properties. They're both South American species, and they're just as solid as the very likely situation with these, I would think, is that they both come from South America, from either somewhere between Mexico and Brazil, basically. The fretboard is certainly rosewood. That is your industry standard fingerboard, which you can't get anymore unless you've got the CITES certificate, blah blah. Look up CITES, CITES, if you want more information on that. And so, to this guitar, 2003, 2006. This one was made in 2006, in fact the 24th of February, which is 20 days after my birthday, and it has the Clusen style Gibson Deluxe with the little buttons, with the little button ends. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love that. The whole thing to me is absolutely lickable. I think it's gorgeous. It's simple. And my goodness, it's potent. These things will absolutely rock all day long, and I think this weighs 3.1. So it's, you're quite happy to say, giggable. This packs a punch that I had no. All I knew about P90s was that they're a single coil, a Gibson single coil pickup. I had no idea. I had no idea what these things were capable of. And you'll get to have listened to that in... Oh, you might have listened to it already. Yes, you've already listened to it. So, yes, they really, really, really pack a punch. And obviously, you've got your set neck, and they're just... I did not rate these guitars, but this came my way, and I'm absolutely so impressed with it. Now, the ones that you can buy these days, I can't actually find. I've looked on all the GAK, Reedy, Zandertons, all the usual sort of places, and I can't actually find a Gibson Melody Maker. Now, the nearest thing I can find to these is the Junior, the Gibson Junior, but I can't find anything else with a stop tail and a tuner-matic. And to me, that makes a big difference, because we like the intonation to be right. So, really, the short story is that it's just Gibson quality. It oozes quality, and it feels fabulous, and it doesn't weigh the same as a full-grown man like a Les Paul does, but these things are just truly, truly astonishing. They came in 3 colours. This 2000. Let me just make this clear that this iteration of the guitar only was only produced between 2003 2006, and they came in 3 colours, either this, the cherry, or they came in ebony, or you could get them in that lovely TV yellow. Not seen one of those on sale for ever. And these are serious players' guitars. So what else can we tell you? We've got 1 tone, 1 volume, which is what you'd expect, and the overall, the overall appearance is kind of understated. But my goodness, when you plug the thing in, they all know what you're talking about. So these are, and it's a tiny production run. 3 years only, and they have got, obviously you've got 22 frets, as I say, you've got the Cluson style Gibson Deluxe tuners. You can, if you can see the serial number there, I don't know if you can you see the serial number? You should be able to, but if you're interested, you can stick it in the Guitar Data Project and have a look. And it really is, it's the simplest, most beautiful thing. Now, I've got the action set where I like it, which is a kind of, really, the place where I like action, in terms of neck relief and string height, is probably suitable to most players, because it's really neither one thing nor the other. It's not on the deck and it's not high like you're playing slide, and so that wood, it's fabulous. You can actually smell it. Anyway, so yes, now what I would like to have a look at, and I meant to write it down but I didn't. Go on the tube, well, you're on the tube already, obviously. Have a look at My Guitar, Joe Bonamassa. I think that's it. Yes, Joe Bonamassa, My Guitar, and he's playing Bernie Marsden's guitar, which is called The Beast. And I only saw this last night, and Joe Bonamassa says absolutely everything, and he sums it up in 4.5 minutes. He says absolutely everything that I've been saying about guitars since I've been doing these, which is oh, and by the way, as if I didn't love Joe Bonamassa enough already, who does Joe Bonamassa's guitar setups? He does them. He does his own setups, he does his own restringing, he does all the stuff himself. Power to him, absolutely top marks every credit. And so, like he said, guitars, I mean, he doesn't say this, but guitars are like fingerprints. There are no two the same. And what he does say, which I thought was really, really interesting, if you see a guitar, advertised somewhere, it's like food, in a way. The first taste of everything is through the eye. And, if it looks good, if it turns you on looking at it, then you're probably halfway there before you've even picked it up. And so love your guitar and set it up to your own preferences. And there's loads and loads and loads of stuff on the tube that show you how to set things up. I've done a few myself, nobody seems particularly interested in them, but I'll probably do a couple more in the future. And so there we go, a Gibson Melody Maker. Now, what you can also do with these is you really, really, really can pimp them. And so you can get a Les Paul Junior scratch plate, I believe, that goes straight on. You can get different pickup covers. Obviously, you can get different knobs. Oh, and and Joe Bonamassa, when he do watch the Joe Bonamassa My Guitar Bernie Marsden The Beast Les Paul little 4.5 minute review. He must have been in the UK at the time, because he goes on about, and one of the things that I always tell you is change your strings frequently, because old strings, even if they look okay, old strings, they just go off. They go off and it'll sound wrong and so on and so forth. Learn to restring your guitar. I will do a restring video, another one. And so, yes, that video is very interesting, and it absolutely made me wet myself when he was talking about there's some kind of lubricants that you can use up here, so that, you know, when you bend it doesn't grab or stick, and it's called something like Big Ben's Nut Juice or something along those lines, and it just made my juvenile mind very, very happy. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Thanks all so much for watching. More stuff coming up soon, and adios amigos. Ta-ra.